These hearings will be a chance for the country to come together, to rally around the truth.
A high-stakes hearing in prime time. A House committee is set to reveal new details about the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Keeping students safe, the first in the state technology at one Colorado high school.
It enhances the communication between the school district and local law enforcement.
Colorado has hit the national average and set its own new record for gas prices. Why you shouldn't expect any relief anytime soon.
I think gas prices north of $4 will be a fact of life in America for a while.
Ahead of the Stanley Cup Finals, how the city of Denver is opening things up for fans to eat, drink, and cheer on their team.
To bring more people to lower downtown is always a good thing.
But we begin with a traffic alert on I-25 at 11. 2 lanes of southbound I-25 are closed because of a rollover crash. You're looking live at the scene near E470 and C470. CDOT says one person was taken to the hospital, but their condition is unknown. You can see very slow getting by there. We will update you throughout this half hour on if and when anything changes. It's a high-stakes hearing on Capitol Hill today. You're looking live at the U.S. Capitol, where a year and a half ago, rioters stormed into the building. And tonight we'll hear from lawmakers investigating the insurrection. Thanks so much for joining us for Denver 7 News at 11. I'm Jason Grenauer. The January 6th House Select Committee says it has, quote, substantial new evidence showing how our democracy was on the brink of disaster. Lawmakers will also reveal never-before-seen video and taped testimony. M. Wynn reports from Washington.
Explosive, never-before-seen video. That's the promise made by the House Select Committee investigating the deadly January 6th attack on the Capitol. Tonight in prime time, the committee hoping to document the horrors of that day and attempt to prove their claim that former President Donald Trump did nothing to stop it. Instead, they allege laying the groundwork for the attack for months, repeatedly spreading lies that the 2020 presidential election was stolen from him. Vice Chair on the committee, Republican Representative Liz Cheney speaking to CBS.
People must pay attention. People must watch, and they must understand how easily our democratic system can unravel.
The committee set to reveal taped testimony with Trump administration officials, as well as Trump's family, including his daughter Ivanka Trump and son-in-law Jared Kushner.
Ivanka Trump, I'm told, is quite candid about the fact that she told her father that he needed to do something to get out there to stop the riot.
Also coming before the committee, documentary filmmaker Nick Quested, who was embedded with the Proud Boys before and during the Capitol riot. Also under scrutiny tonight, Trump's tweets before, during, and after the insurrection, like this one saying, "Go home with love and peace. Remember this day forever." House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy attacking the findings before they've even been presented.
It is the most political and least legitimate committee in American history.
This is the first hearing of 6 where the Select Committee will be presenting its findings. The hearings are expected to wrap up at the end of the month. M. Wynn, ABC News on Capitol Hill.
Nearly 900 people have been charged in connection to that riot. At least a dozen of them are from Colorado. Jacob Clark from Trinidad is going to trial. His charges include violent entry to the Capitol. Thomas Hamner of Peyton pleaded guilty and will be sentenced in September. Former Olympic swimmer Cleet Keller of Colorado Springs pleaded guilty last year. He could spend up to 2 years in prison. Now, you'll be able to watch the hearing live on Denver 7. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock tonight. You can watch Denver 7 News at 6 on Denver 7 Plus and on thedenverchannel.com. Supreme Court justices will have more security just 1 day after an armed man was arrested outside Justice Brett Kavanaugh's home. Investigators say a 26-year-old man showed up to the justice's home yesterday morning and called 911. He said he had a gun and wanted to kill a Supreme Court justice because he was upset about the Uvalde school shooting and the leaked draft opinion that could overturn Roe v. Wade.
Obviously, it's behavior that we will not tolerate. Threats of violence and actual violence against the justices, of course, strike at the heart of our democracy.
The FBI says the man accused of threatening Kavanaugh is in jail facing attempted murder charges. U.S. lawmakers are moving forward on new gun regulations, but the legislation has almost no chance of passing in the Senate. The House passed a bill last night that would raise the minimum age for buying semi-automatic rifles and shotguns to 21. It would also ban large-capacity magazines and kits that let people assemble so-called ghost guns. Separate bipartisan talks in the Senate are making progress. Framework for a deal could be reached as early as Friday. South Park High School in Fairplay is using a new alert system designed to keep students and teachers safe during emergencies. As Denver 7's Veronica Acosta reports, the school is the first in the state to use this technology.
It is a unique kind of technology in the form of a button that could help in case of an active shooter. So this is called ASR Threat. Take a look at this video so you can see what that button really does look like. Its purpose is to bridge communication between a school and law enforcement agencies when there's a big emergency. If someone were to push the button, law enforcement would get a notification of some sort, and that would happen immediately. That notification wouldn't just tell them the time the button was pushed, for example. It would get down to the exact room number so police know exactly where to go. Now, there won't be just one of these at South Park High School. Officials we spoke with told me for the sake of security, they can't disclose exactly how many the school will have, but they did say they can be on places like walls, lanyards, and other areas. ASR is the company that created the tech. Convergent is helping install it. It's also the company that made it possible for South Park High to get the technology for free. Listen to why one employee told me this work really does matter.
This system's important because it provides real-time information for responding agencies. So it allows them to have more information in the event of an unplanned security event. Wherever the device is activated in the school, the law enforcement will know, or responding agencies will know exactly where it was activated.
The installation process is a lengthy one, so Convergent staff already started on that. They expect to be all wrapped up and finished with the technology ready to go by tomorrow. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Gas prices in Colorado are setting new records and getting closer to $5 a gallon. AAA reports the statewide average now at $4.79. That's up nearly 75 cents in the past month. There are at least 9 counties with prices averaging more than $5 a gallon. AAA says 3 factors are causing prices to rise. Oil production is struggling to meet demand. The U.S. banned Russian oil imports and the rising price of oil.
Prices will fall after Labor Day. They might stabilize and fall a little as production increases globally, but generally these structural questions aren't solved in a single summer. So I don't think Coloradans can see significant relief for quite some time. I think gas prices north of $4 will be a fact of life in America for a while. Gas prices north of $5 will be something that we'll have to get used to this summer.
Across the U.S., prices now average $4.97 a gallon, nearly double from a year ago. The World Bank is warning the global economy could get worse and is predicting the worst economic slowdown in 80 years. The bank is cutting its growth estimate to less than 3%. Last year, the global economy grew nearly 6%.
It has to do with the raw materials, energy prices, fertilizer, food, all up. And that is a big part of people's budget. If you think of households around the world, they're really feeling the strain.
The World Bank is blaming a poor economy on a number of issues: the risk of stagflation, which is stagnation and inflation, the war in Ukraine, and supply chain issues. New at 11, baby formula maker Abbott and the FDA were warned twice about issues at Abbott's Michigan plant a year before a formula recall. A complaint was filed in February 2021. The plant was shut down in February of this year following contamination concerns. The shutdown is partially the reason for that baby formula shortage across the U.S. The plant restarted production over the weekend. More help is coming to people who lost everything in the Marshall Fire. People who registered at the Disaster Assistance Center will get calls for the Recovery Navigation Program starting tomorrow. The program connects people to resources like government support programs, financial support, or mental health services. People who did not sign up can directly contact the program sometime next month. To sports now, the Colorado Avalanche are back at practice today, their first time on the ice since sweeping the Oilers back on Monday night. Now, they still don't know who they're going to play in the Stanley Cup Finals, though. The Avs play the winner of the Rangers Lightning series, which right now is tied at 2 games apiece. Game 5 between the Lightning and the Rangers is at 5 tonight. Many people who aren't going to those games, the Stanley Cup final games featuring the Colorado Avalanche, will likely be watching them in bars or restaurants. So the city of Denver is going to start allowing bars and restaurants to expand where they can serve alcohol during the Stanley Cup finals. The city is doing what's called a temporary modification of premises. That means the city is waiving a 30-day permitting requirement for businesses that want to expand the area where they serve alcohol. They can apply to expand their serving areas to a grassy area nearby or in a shared parking lot between two businesses.
Where we can help, we're always going to try to help as many people as possible, and businesses, especially after what they went through the pandemic.
It creates a party zone close to the stadium where everybody can come and sort of get their party on before the game and then get into the bars to watch the games.
Restaurants still have to apply for this waiver. The city says it can't guarantee that all applications are going to be approved. Well, the earliest the finals will start is Wednesday. You'll be able to watch all of those games right here on Denver 7. New at 11, ESPN's Adam Schefter is reporting the new Broncos owners have talked to Peyton Manning. The Walton Penner Group reportedly talked to the former QB about an advisory role in the organization. Schefter says it could eventually lead to Manning becoming part of the group and having equity in the franchise. The Walton Penner Group, headed by Walmart heir Rob Walton, is buying the Broncos for $4.6 billion. Are you looking to get out of town? Well, we've got details on how you can get away for less. And a lot of people are looking ahead to the weekend. We'll explain where you can get good food, drinks, and live music all in one place.